The Street Corner Soapbox. The Street Corner Soapbox with Falso and Willin. Podcast takeover. We're making a killing. Music to nightlife. Debauchery and street news. Serving it hot. We are some street news, movies and mayhem. The craziest guests, word from chaos. Get it off our chest. Rhode Island, worldwide, dark corners in all places. Speak how we live, radio show, smoking aces. Ladies and gents, for the people we're talking. Take the show on the road, right where you're walking. Yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Street Corner Soapbox Podcast coming to you live.
That's right, boys and girls. Street Corner Soapbox. We are back. I'm here with my brother, Lord Willin.
Hey, it's been a couple weeks.
What up, what up?
We are back. We are over here. First and foremost, I want to thank our friend Christian Silvestri, owner of the fabulous
Rabias Dolce Fumo, Boston.
Rabias Dolce Fumo in Boston's historic North End, basically Boston's Little Italy. We recorded a podcast with Christian a couple months back here. If you haven't heard that, check it out. He's a great guy. Business owner, entrepreneur. He went viral on Facebook for his political rants and supported Trump. But if you want to hear more on that, listen to the episode. Look him up on social media.
Yeah, big shout out to Christian. Thank you.
Big shout out to Christian. And the restaurant's open. What is it? Open Wednesday through Sunday.
Yeah, Wednesday
Make sure
through
you
Sunday.
come here and eat.
Great Italian food.
Great Italian food.
Raw bar,
sugar bar.
Yeah, sugar bar. Those fancy drinks with the
yes.
what is it? Liquid nitrogen or something
Liquid
like that.
nitrogen. Yeah, you had one.
I did drink one last time. Yes.
Yes. So make sure you come down here, Rabias Dolce Fumo in the North End, right on Salem Street. You can't miss it. Great location. Great
Outdoor
atmosphere.
seating too in the summer.
Outdoor seating in the summer, and you know. So anyway. Aside from that, our guest today
M. Dot
is my motherfucking homeboy.
What's going on?
Rapper extraordinaire.
I appreciate y'all.
M. Dot in the building. What's up, Dot?
Doing good, man. Doing
How you
good.
doing? How's things?
Thank you for having me. Things are good. No complaints.
How you been maintaining through this this pandemic?
Making the best of it. You know.
Oh,
so,
I know.
You know.
I know.
It was tough at first. I mean, it's still tough for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be like a profiteer, like I'm killing it and doing great, because there's plenty of stuff that's still really a lot of hurdles that I still have left, and like, you know, I haven't toured, and it's changed a lot of dynamics, but I've adapted, you know. So my family haven't, you know, seeing my kids as much as I do now, being home has been like, you know, advantageous for me, and like, you know what I mean. So how can I ever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's been something that like I adjusted, adapt, or die, you know. But yeah, like I said, there's so many people who've had horrible stuff over the last year, so I can't complain ever.
Yeah, it's like a gift and a curse. You get time to spend with your family, but you can't
be worse,
perform.
right?
Yep. So I think that it would be selfish of me or anybody, you know, like I'm healthy, you know, knock on wood. My kids are healthy, you know what I'm saying? So there's people who have a lot worse.
That's all you can ask for.
And you got to look at it like that. You don't realize it until you're in it. You know what I mean? You don't know people's pain till you have it. You know what I mean?
For real.
That's really what matters, man.
That's some real
health.
stuff.
Without health, you got nothing.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? You can't, anything that you want to do, if you ain't healthy, forget about it.
You know.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into your background, bro. You know, I know you. I've known M. Dot, for a long time. We were doing shows together back in the day. I had a rap group. We were doing shows out in Boston. We did a couple with M. Dot.
Western Front.
Yeah, at the Western Front. And that place is closed. It's closed, right? I think even before COVID.
It might as well
I don't know.
Yo, I got a story about there after.
all right.
Yeah.
But so I know Dot for a minute. We have some mutual friends. Shout out to our good mutual friend Meta P.
What up, Meta?
I'm saying? Van Buren Boys.
Shout out Meta.
We had him on the podcast a couple months back, so check that out. And he kind of reconnected me with M. Dot. Like I said, I had seen him at shows, and we just reconnected and worked on a couple of things, and continuing to work on some things. And I said, yo, bro, you got to come on the podcast. M. Dot's a hustler, man. He's grind, man. He networks like a motherfucker, bro. You know what I mean? Which we're going to talk about.
It, man.
But why don't you get into your background a little bit, the early beginnings, the early days?
I was born in Revere. I was born in East Boston, and I think I was like 4 or 5. My family, we moved to Revere, and that's where I grew up. And then around 20, I lived in Lynn for almost a little over 10 years. And now I'm up north in Beverly, you know.
Okay.
So I started rapping when I was was maybe like a freshman in high school, sophomore in high school, and that's it. Anything I do, I'm gonna take serious, but I didn't start taking it, serious to the level of like, preparation and rehearsal till I started getting paid for shows, which was around when I was in college. You know what I'm saying?
So what inspired you early on? Like, what got you into music, to hip hop, and what made you want to rap?
I love music, and I know everyone says that. Like, I love music, man. Like, I listen to, I send you samples. I'll be digging records. I've always listened to, my mother would play those records when I was a kid. Anything from, funk and soul to jazz, rock, it's cliche, but I'm not a big country person. It just doesn't move me that way, you know what I mean? So, but and that's not to disparage anything with country, but
no, there's a lot of good country. You gotta listen to the old shit though.
And the older stuff, the
older country.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just, I started like ciphering, doing like I don't even really know if I ever did like an open mic, but like doing like just like little tiny showcases and shows, you know what I'm saying? And I think I showed you, or I posted something the other day where there was one year where I did over 100 shows. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, and I booked all myself when promoters weren't calling me back.
And this is where you were still in school?
Yeah, I mean, this is when I was in school. This was like literally myself booking every show where I didn't have a promoter, I didn't have any connections, I didn't have a studio. You know what I mean? So like, I think a big thing that's helped us is like I put myself in a situation to succeed because I recorded myself, I mixed my own stuff, I booked my own shows, and it's been a disadvantage to a lot of MCs that came up in the 90s where they were put in the booth like lower level, or kind of like legends, like the layer below them, like their crews, you know what I mean? Like those dudes didn't record themselves, they would just go to a studio. They didn't book the shows, someone booked the shows.
Right.
So like it's tough for them to adjust and like learn how to do that out of thin air. You know what I mean?
Yeah, early on, you kind of you learned that you had that DIY
I had to do it.
Work ethic.
You know,
yourself.
It's kind of like it's kind of like someone pointed this out to me. It's actually my mailman. He's like, listen,
shout out to your mailman.
Yeah, for real. He said something. He said, and he's a rocker. He's like, yo, he said some deep. He's like, you do it like the punk rockers used to do it.
Yes,
that's the dudes used to do it yourself. And exactly. I mean, brother, we built this from the ground up, and there's nothing that feels better in the end. Like nobody can take it from us. We have respect. Like I can honestly say I don't know if I've burnt a bridge. You know, me for all these years. You know what I mean? And like it's just doing it the right way for so long.
You're in complete control of your own product, your own music, your own destiny, so to speak. Now, real quick, you also a pretty serious basketball player.
Long time ago.
So you played high school ball, right? And I would assume you were pretty good in high school.
I was good in high school. I got better in college. Like, I mean, our team stunk in high school.
Yeah.
But like, I put up points and stuff. But I became a stronger and better player as I like got bigger and stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like so.
And you played college ball.
I played college. I played. A lot of people. It was very difficult. I'm not kidding. Like it was laborious, man. I had to practice twice a day.
Yeah.
Like I had to. It wasn't something that they just gave me. You know what I mean? Like my third year, I got a scholarship. Okay. So I played JUCO for 2 years.
Yep.
We went to a national
junior college for those that don't know.
We went to a national.
I didn't know.
We went to a national title.
I'm not surprised.
Yo, we went to a national title. You know what I'm saying? I played with dudes that R.I.P. my homie Frankie, man. Frankie Jankowski. I gotta say R.I.P. He just passed away like a couple weeks ago. He was our captain my first year. He just passed away. I was thinking of him, and that team I played on was like, a lot of D1 level players. They just didn't have their grades, So, and I was like a backup on that team.
Okay.
And then I got most improved that first year because I busted my ass. I played defense. I was diving on the floor. And the second year I was captain. I was scoring. And then the third year I got a scholarship. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hard work paid off.
And I got my degree because of basketball.
Nice. What did you get the degree in?
English, obviously. You know what I mean? But I'm like Leo, like DiCaprio says in Departed. No more books and pencils. You know what I mean? Like I was done. I did all that. I did all that reading. That it was. I was a voracious reader, man. Like now I don't read at all. You know what I mean? Like, but I need to get back to it.
Yeah, I like to read.
Like good for you.
As much as I can.
No, so like I stopped because I read in college. I had to read, every day. Like a book that you see that's the size of the Bible. You know what I mean? It took a different type of toll on me.
Any aspirations to become an English teacher back then?
You know what, man? I didn't even think of it. I was just pumped to like have most of my college paid for because of basketball. Excuse me.
Now, were you a Celtics fan coming up?
I love the Celtics. Love the Celtics. Like, I used to stay up late at night and watch UPN on Channel 38 when they would play away games, and Bob Cousy was one of the announcers that would alternate.
I remember.
Yo, listen, you remember Bob Cousy? Was, and he wasn't always on. It was like, man, I loved when he was on. I loved listening to Bob Cousy announce the games. Man, I watched the Dino Raja era.
Raja.
I love
That's
all
when they weren't too good.
And they weren't good in the 90s. They were really. I don't think any team, Boston included.
D. Brown.
That's that era.
Don't throw that dunk.
Listen, I can name every player on those teams. Every player, man. Kevin
Douglas.
Kevin Gamble, Sherm. Kevin Gamble and
rest in peace, Reggie Lewis.
Xavier Daniels.
Xavier McDaniels.
Yeah.
I had his sneakers. I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, I went to meet him at Chelsea when they had the Suit Yourself.
Yeah.
I didn't get to though. There was like a long line. Yo, the X-Men. He had like a whole brand and everything.
Yeah, I had the sneakers.
But like those teams, Todd Day. You know, I don't remember Todd Day.
Yeah.
You know, but like those teams were so bad. But I don't think a city was hit so hard like Boston was when they had Reggie Lewis and Bias back to back.
Bias too,
it's just. I mean, brother, these are like. Lewis was like becoming an elite player, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Bias was a Jordan level player, like, you know what I mean? And
they said he was going to be the next big thing.
He would usurp, like the players on the roster so that they could get rest. Like Bird would get more rest. He would have extended their careers, and they all like dropped like down when Lewis died and this dude died. You know what I mean? Like that's like set them back years, man.
Who do you think the greatest Celtic is of all time?
I love Bird, obviously. Russell. People you can't discount all the things Russell's done. Yeah. And I love Paul Pierce. I'm a Pierce fanatic. I met Pierce. He signed an autograph for my son. This one I was younger.
Yeah, man. Yep. Well, and they had those comeback years with the big three too.
I love that team too. I don't know why people don't like Ray Allen. You know, I love Ray Allen. No, but like he left and people feel a certain way. You know, man, we won a chip with him, and that was a big deal. That championship. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But people talk about the big three being the start of the super teams. I can't disagree more. That team was dudes in their 30s that were like at the tail ends of their career. After Garnett's first or second year, he started to immediately drop because he was older. He'd been in the league for 20 years because he came in at 18.
Came out of high school.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kidding. Like, I'm embellishing. But anyways, this dude, that team did not start the super team. LeBron, Bosh, and Wade, those dudes were like under 25 or 26. Under 26, they were on like their first or second contracts. Their second contracts, you know?
Yeah, no.
Like, that's like top 10 players in the league all in one team. Now, I'm sorry, I don't mess with the NBA. I
don't really watch it anymore either, man.
If you're a middling team, right? If you don't have a superstar, no chance. What's the point of watching?
Yeah.
Why is there 82 games?
No defense either.
No, for sure.
No defense.
But think about that. You're a middling team. You're like, I'm trying to think of a Hawks or a Pistons. If you don't have two superstars, three superstars, you can't win.
Yeah.
Like, no chance.
Yeah.
Football, any given Sunday, anybody can win. I don't care how bad you are. This year, it's the worst team. Well, Houston's not going to win. But, like, Jacksonville, you never know. Right? Like they could.
Anything can happen.
Jets, anything could happen. Yeah. Well, maybe not the Jets.
Are you a Patriots fan?
Love the Patriots. And I will say this, and I'll say this for the millionth time on record. I'm a Patriots fan. I didn't follow Brady to the Bucs. Good for Brady, but I want the Patriots to win. I'm not like
to you. Respect to you.
I'm not doing that, man.
Bunch of fucking bandwagon.
I know, but like
fucking Buccaneers fans.
Half of the people I know, and it breaks my heart because I get in arguments. I'm like, I'm a fan of the Patriots.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
I'm riding with Bill. I trust the system.
Yeah, you got to stick with your team.
He didn't win a championship because of one player. Yeah. Yes, he's a huge factor. It's 50-50, they say, and I wouldn't deny that. Yeah. But when you start saying like it's only him, that's not right, dog. That first year he threw for 120 yards that Super Bowl. That defense, Ty Law deserves an MVP for that pickoff for a touchdown. Vinatieri for the field goal. It's a team.
Yo, Vinatieri, bro, come on. He that kick in the snow, that fucking blizzard. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That game was ugly. It was the ugliest game I've ever seen. Because remember, it was like 10-0 or 10-7. I'm talking about for like 3 quarters. The ball wasn't moving at either side. You know.
Yeah.
That was an ugly game. And then they score. Oh my God. But yeah.
So Red Sox, Bruins.
I love the Bruins. In fact, I'm gonna watch the Bruins tonight when my girl when she goes out. You know, I know this podcast will play later, but like we're not in the twilight zone. We know that at some point this was recorded and the Bruins played. So,
yes. Word. All right. So you were playing ball, and then while you were playing ball, you were doing music too at that same time?
Absolutely. It's like it coincides. You know what I'm saying? Like hip hop basketball. You know what I mean?
Sure,
So
absolutely.
I'm at the park. That's what we listened to. We didn't listen to, you know, and I'm obsessed with it, man. Like I'm obsessed with it. Like, and I'm just like every day, like, yo, writing and you know, I miss that because now it's like it's work to write. You know, and rappers don't tell you that shit. For me, like I have records I owe and things. I'm not behind like where I'm like making people wait and stuff. I just meant it's a different. My ambition is still there. I just meant if I have 500 songs, there's only certain ways you can say things. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be new and creative, and everything has to be better because I have more eyes and ears each year. I feel our momentum building. When we do songs with Method Man and we do songs with these people, I feel our momentum like gaining huge ground. You know,
who were some of your early rap inspirations, hip hop inspirations, favorite rappers, favorite artists that really inspired you to want to do it?
Big Pun, obviously, because you can tell with the style that I rap.
Me too.
I mean, it sucks that I say all the dudes who've passed away, but like, you know, everybody knows. Like Pac, for me, Tupac. I could never rap like Tupac. He had the emotion and I rap with a lot of emotion and feeling. Like that's my whole thing is like I put it out there. I'm who I am, and like that's undeniable. I don't lie about selling crack or doing things I talk about real, like your real life. Yeah, and that's the problem with rappers because you can say anything and like you know what I mean. But whatever. So this Tupac is like, but I can't emulate him. I just love that he.
Yeah, you love the style.
His style was just like yo, like he was like it was like a fire that was burning so bright and so quick, and then it was. That's it. Like it just kept on going for 10 years of 20 years of releases and movies and so. But he worked that his work ethic and his passion, Pun's flow. You know what I mean? And Biggie's cadence. Man, I would trade anything for that cadence. He was like a funk jazz swaying over the beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
you combine the three, man. That's a great.
You know, well, that's
a great mixture.
I just meant that's who inspired me that way.
Yeah.
And you know, I love the Mos Defs and I love the Pharoah Monch and you know those type of MCs. Elzai, wordplay, syllables. Okay. But
that's a rapper that some people forgot about, maybe. But definitely a dope MC. Slum Village.
Oh yeah, Elzai.
Detroit.
And he's still killing it, man.
But he's dope, man.
Yo, but so like, you know, like I like MCing. Yeah. I like it all, man. I'm not really big on like the bullshit where it's like every song's the same. I love the street rap.
That's kind of the trend nowadays.
Definitely.
It's just I'm talking about for an artist, and I get it. You have a niche and you have an audience, but like take some risks and at least try to do different stuff.
I agree. So when did you actually start? So you started doing shows when you were in college?
Yeah. So like probably like that's first year of college.
And when did you start recording songs?
Wow, that's a great question. First, you know, well, I was recording freshman year of high school on a 2-track on a tape recorder. You know what I'm saying? I'd be playing it like not on reels, but I'd be playing it on a tape player with a recording device tape player. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm recording on like, you know, like a tape of an instrumental on a B-side to a single. I bought a single cassette. And then the beat would play, and I would rap on the tape player, the recorder.
I got you.
You know?
So you started recording then, but when did you start seriously putting out music? Like really trying to push it? Say, okay, let me ask you this. Yeah. When did you say, yo, you were playing ball, whatever, you know, you were good, but, you know, you probably, you know, I'm probably not going to go to the NBA or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So when did you say, yo, I want to do this shit for real?
It just came down to like, you know, like the college show that I got paid for. I mean, in general, I was like after first couple songs, I just started like being like, yo, this is like I want to do this. You know what I mean? Yeah. So with anything, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right and do it properly. But yeah, I'd say first year college, and when I met, you know, Rev and May, like when we started like working and doing stuff, we took it that serious, and like it was like, yo, we took so much time editing it and mixing it. So we have like all these tapes that came out pre-internet, and by I say pre-internet, internet was out, but we weren't putting projects on the internet. Okay. Does that make sense?
So like,
we were just literally pressing them up ourselves, and then like out the trunk, creating a little bit of a buzz on campus. Forget about it. We had it locked because we were the only rappers on campus.
Okay.
Nowadays, the anomaly is the only people who aren't rappers on campus. I'm sure. You know what I'm saying? That's some facts.
There's rappers on every fucking corner, bro.
You know what I mean?
On or off campus, it don't matter.
Yeah, we're in the North End, and I bet there's even rappers here.
Sure
you know, and that's the thing about that. You know, it's like.
So big shout out to the homie Rev, man. You formed the crew EMS, which stands for what? Experimental Mind State.
Very good, man. You got it.
Yeah, bro.
You know?
So shout out to Rev, Mayhem, and so you guys are the founding members of that crew, right?
100%. Us three. Yeah, man. I'm trying to think. There was one more dude that we were down with, right? Like, you know, in college, but he's like, you know. I think you ever see that movie Sandlot when the dude at the end you see him fade away. One of the dudes got lost in the hippies and the drugs. No, that's what happened. You know, Iron Gentleman. That's it. You know, so he's a cool dude. But yeah, it was me, May, and Rev, and then we did a big college show. We had the whole campus there.
Yeah.
College shows can pay so well.
Yeah, I know.
I've heard. I mean, so that's when I was like, oh man, we can get paid for this. So then we did that, and you know, we added the rest of the EMS guys over the next year or two.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So what was your plan? Like, okay, so you started doing some shows, you started recording some music, putting out, dropping CDs,
physical CDs. You know.
So what was your like plan going forward? Like when college was coming to an end. You know, what did you want to do?
I was like, no. I was like Van Wilder. I did like six and a half years, I think. Well, because I read for real. You know, I redshirted a year.
He didn't want to leave. He was that dude that was like 28, still going to college.
That's pretty true. That's pretty true. And then I met Core, and Core is like my brother from another mother. You know Core, right?
I don't think maybe I met him once.
Core
I don't know.
Is like, oh my God, like that dude. Talented producer, MC, singer, does everything. But whatever, I met him, and I went to Fitchburg State. I switched colleges. You know what I mean? I was at MCLA when I was at Rev and May.
Okay.
And at Fitchburg State, I met Core, and we started doing music together, and it was a rap. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't even rapping yet. I put him in the booth for the first time. Okay. His first song I recorded. So I built a studio then at my college campus, at the college townhouse.
Okay.
The basketball team gave me a townhouse. Brother, I built in my closet. They had like a portable type closet that you could put clothes in. I took out the rack. I put in egg crates that I found outside from the year before. The college kids must have moved out and put them on the curb. You know what I mean? I found egg crates. I padded it all. Man, I built a studio before cats were building studios. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, we're talking like 2003.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, cats weren't building studios back then.
That was before everything was digital.
That's a fact.
That was correct. Like when the digital age was kind of coming out to the forefront, but not like it is now.
Yep. And I always use that reference that I think of like House Party 2. I don't know if you remember the whole point of the point of the movie is like they're looking to get in the studio. They're trying to get in the studio. So like I thought it was difficult to get in the studio. Yeah. You know, you had to know someone, or it was money and stuff, and we didn't have much money at the time, you know, so we're like, you know, let's do it ourselves.
That shit was crazy expensive back then.
Oh, yeah.
Not like it is now.
Yeah. No, forget it. And that's what it is. It was like a privilege to get in the studio, you know what I'm saying? So, and you just that's why all these dudes, when they're man rapped, it's like they're on something, they just get deals because the labels are just giving them out, like coughing them out. Right. So like, yo, so-and-so brings to the studio his man, he starts rapping on the beat, boom, there it is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
who's doing your beats early on?
Wow, that's a great question. Oh my God, man, we were meeting people. We met a couple dudes on campus, one maybe two that produced. I even forget their names. Shame on me, man. But like this dude, we met dudes on SoundClick, like you know, I remember SoundClick. We met this one dude, Apex.
That's before SoundCloud. SoundClick.
Yeah, SoundClick.
Same kind of platform.
Similar. Yeah.
It's the same idea. We met this dude Apex who did the beat for 50 Cent. I Got Money. You know what I'm saying? But he did. Yeah, and 50 had jacked the beat from Apex, so he got his royalties. I think. Don't quote me. I don't know how it worked out, but I know that the dude we got beats from, he ended up like skyrocketing because he did a beat for 50 that 50 got from there that I think somebody else sent him. You know, someone jacked it, sent it to him. Yeah. Like it wasn't like this dude had contact with him. Someone got it in his hands from that shit.
And where's he at now? Yo, we need a beat right now.
Yeah,
bro.
I know. I got folders. I save everything. I got folders of the early beats I got.
So you started recording, putting out hard copies, you're doing shows. Now, obviously, you're in Boston, so you're in the Boston hip hop scene. and you started linking up with other artists on the scene.
That's a good story. That like, so I leave college and I come home and I didn't know I knew of Crumb Snatcher
shout out Crumb Snatcher.
Shout out to Crumb. I knew of like only a few Boston rappers, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So like, when I came home, I had been not a college rapper, like fucking,
Asher Roth.
I took the word, like, no disrespect to Asher, but like, you get what I'm saying. Like, I wasn't a college, like, I was rapping back then, and I wasn't rapping in the city yet. Like, you know, like going around doing local shows. So when I came back, it was like a new grind and presentation to kind of get into the scene here. Does that make so? Like, I kind of was like, that's when we connected. That's when we started doing local shows.
New territory,
brother. So like, but like, I was a, MC from Boston, from the North Shore, from this area, but I wasn't planting my flag, and that's when I went ham. Like, I did Money Doesn't Own Thought, which was a huge tape, and that's our first digital release. We put that mixtape out. And the mixtape had crazy features and people on it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we weren't paying for none of these dudes. I was grinding, meeting these cats, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and so did you drop like a bunch of singles before you dropped your album?
No, so like back then, you wouldn't, where would you drop a single? Like, you know what I mean? Like iTunes, like so.
Yeah.
So I just put out a mixtape. And that was it. Like, we didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had to hear a project. You remember that? Like, when you wouldn't have singles? Like, I guess, but I didn't put shit like.
What I remember is coming up as a kid, especially independent-wise, or even in general, there was a lot of singles.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, like 12-inch vinyl singles, CD singles.
Oh, not like that for me. No, I didn't have,
I mean, I wasn't putting them out for my music.
No, it meant me, like, I didn't put them out,
but
properly.
I remember, like. And that's kind of one way I was introduced to the Boston hip-hop scene, coming from Providence, and then also going to shows. A lot of like independent Boston rappers, like Acrobatic, Mr. Liff, Schizophrenics. I mean, on and on. Esoteric, on and on. Would come down to Providence and perform, and then we go out to Boston to see the shows. So I knew the scene in Boston was always dope. There was always a lot of dope rap coming out of Boston.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I think. I'm not, obviously, like, it's a little bit of nepotism because it's friends and family, but I think Boston is like the best in the world. Like, meaning like with the underground scene.
Yeah.
So like, if like literally like the underground scene is insane. Like, if, like on a global level, you know what I mean? But we don't have like the international dude. I don't care what name, like like a mainstream Boston dude.
Back in the day,
Edo was in the early '91.
Edo, but then you also had RSO, but not.
But you know what I'm saying, and all respect to that, and to them, I just meant like they didn't have the
like a superstar.
So Pittsburgh has. So then when they Wiz Khalifa and then Mac Miller follows, and then they have Atlanta has T.I. and obviously Outkast and Ludacris, and they start following each other. It's like one gets through the door and they all start falling out the door. New York, come on, we can go on for days. Cali, come on.
Exactly.
Man.
New England's never really had that one big music superstar.
And a lot of the states have had their guys. Chicago with Kanye and Cleveland with.
People might be listening to two of the next stars.
Yeah. Hey man, my goal is to make the best music. I know it sounds cliche, the best music I can. So if I get discovered later, they're like, holy shit, everything is dope. Everything. You know what I mean? Like,
we slept on a kid.
There's no debate. There's no debate if they hear old records. They're like, he never half-assed anything.
So you dropped your first official album, Run MPC.
Yeah.
2010.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that process.
I did a project with John Marone in France. He hit me up. Rev and I did some tracks for him, and that was it. Like he got a ton of these features. He was like a big DJ in France that he had a lot of connections, and he asked me to jump on, and I kind of got a lot of the Boston guys on the album. Big Suge, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Big Suge. Respect.
Shout out to Singapore. He was on it. Singapore Kane. Edo G was on it. A lot of Boston dudes, but he also got like Cool G Rap and like a lot of what I mean.
One of my favorites. So you know what? And let me go back real quick. Actually, hip hop, we do have one person that he didn't always rep Boston, but he's from Boston, and you're wearing a shirt that has their logo on it.
Yeah.
I gotta say Guru from Gangstar.
He's one of my favorite ever.
You know what I mean?
The voice.
From Roxbury.
Yeah. Dorchester. Yeah.
I thought it was Roxbury? I thought it was Roxbury.
His father was a judge in Dorchester, so maybe you know what? They did the same thing. Roxbury and Dorchester.
Yeah, exactly. Either way, Boston. But he moved to New York to get on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't getting that love in Boston at the time. This is the 80s.
And when I say they're the same, I just meant my man Dot Adams said it best. If you say you're from Roxbury, Dorchester, there's so many parts that kind of intertwine out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
But yeah.
But I gotta mention Guru because he was, Gangstar, one of the greatest rap groups of all time.
My favorite ever from Boston.
Yeah. But he was, always kind of repping Brooklyn too. So a lot of people might not even realize that he was from Boston.
You are 100% correct. When I go to Europe, people are like, "Yo, this dude's from Boston." Like they don't understand because he was in New York.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's where he got on. That's where he met Premier.
So Gangstar was Guru and Suge before
originally.
Before Primo added in New York. How crazy is that?
I know that is crazy. Well, the legacy lives on. Rest in peace, Guru.
Yep.
So you dropped that album. So how was the response for your first album?
It was good. That was when Hip Hop DX did a review. We were a #1 vinyl seller for a couple months in 2000. What year did it come out? 2010.
Yeah, 2010.
But at UGHH, which was like, that was like,
undergroundhiphop.com.
That was the mecca of like, if you're selling there, that's where everyone would go to get their physical copies of the product. You know what I'm saying? So like literally Fat Beats and UGHH, right? What I mean?
Fat Beats, great fucking record store.
Yep.
UGHH was kind of like the version of that here in New England.
That's correct.
And they had the website and the blog and all that. I think it's still up and running, right?
Yeah, I think
I've heard different things.
I want to say something, and I don't give a fuck.
Right,
I never ever burn bridges or talk shit, but they fucked up. Like the dudes did good before, but whoever bought it and took it over fucked it all up. Not sending out the product, like taking people's money. You know what I'm trying to say? Bad business, and they got ruined. So they were good until they almost went under, and then they got sold to somebody else who came in.
Okay.
No disrespect, but a lot of disrespect. You know what I'm saying?
No
well, they fucked it up. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't take care of what they had built.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I remember going there too.
Like horror stories.
I mean that's the music business in general, but I remember going there as a kid and the website, and I discovered a lot of good hip hop on their website back in the day. This is like AOL days, you know what I mean? Dial up days.
Wow. Dial up.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, they put on a lot of. They were putting on a lot of people back then during that whole wave of independent underground hip hop. I think. So you were obviously doing a lot of shows, right? You were doing a lot of shows locally, Boston, New England, the States.
Yeah,
we touring pretty heavy.
Early on.
Yeah.
Well, so. What year are we talking? So 2010.
Yeah, right around when you dropped that album.
So 2000. So that album started to like, Money Doesn't Own Thought kind of took it a little bit bigger for me internationally because of the internet, obviously. But after that first project, the mixtape. When I say first, meaning the first digital, that I was out there. After that project, I started I did Europe in 2009 with Crumb Snatcher.
Is that how you got over?
That's
Europe,
how I started. Yeah. So Crumb couldn't go, and basically I filled in his place, dog. You know what I'm saying? So it was me and him. I was his opener in 2009, and I hit up the promoters like, yo, come on, man, you gotta book me too. I'm Crumb's man. I hustled my way onto those shows, and I sent them my music. You know what I'm saying? Nobody did that shit for me. They weren't kicking down my door. You know what I'm saying? They weren't I was thinking of the Three Little Pigs blowing down my door. But they weren't looking for me. Man, I read a lot of my kids' the books.
Children's stories.
Yeah. But I made that happen.
Yeah.
And then when Crumb couldn't go, I went and performed in his place, and that was it. I made relationships, and I've been going 11 times since then. It would be up to 20 now if it wasn't for COVID the last year. I had 3 tours canceled last year.
So I remember you did that. You did a track with Snow Goons, right? Was that your kind of breakthrough as far as the European crowd?
Say it again, the Snow Goons one?
Snow Goons joint?
Yeah. Basically...
And you had that double video too. I remember that.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right, dog. Yeah,
was that around that
the Snow Goons thing helped big time.
Yeah.
So I think that was me and Crumb. And Crumb did a song. Again, comes back to Crumb. You gotta understand, man. I heard Crumb when I was not knowing the local scene. I'm like, this dude's from Boston. When I heard him on the Pete Rock album, when I heard him on Make 'Em Pay, you know what I'm saying? When I first heard that, I'm like, what? Because there was a channel called Axis where they would play a lot of old, not old, but underground kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I used to hear, My Steez, My Steez, and Royalty. But anyway, so I think the first Snow Goons feature helped a lot. Those dudes had a cult following, or have, a cult following.
Definitely.
We just dropped a video, No Excuses. Shout out to Slippery Pete.
Slippery Pete, Sit Your Tongue, Boston. You guys filmed the video over there. Crew Mark, what's up? So So you did that. So you went over to Europe, and then you made all these contacts, and then you've been back, like you said, how many times?
11 total, so 10 since then. 4 shows. Now, crazy, Doug. Like, you can't.
Now, you've built a solid fan base over there.
Sure, and
talk about. Well, first of all, compare doing shows here in the States to doing shows overseas. Talk about the differences a little bit, and then talk about building up your fan base over there.
Well, they speak another language. That's no. But like it's not like real like it's people. I wanna correct it. That people think it's like the greenest pastures. Nah, man. There's plenty of shows that we've done with less people, and plenty of shows we've done that are several that have sold out.
Yeah.
But it's not like that every show. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but I love the environment. I love them performing in France, dog. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the air. Something's different, man. You know what I mean? That's. I'm full Italian, so that's the motherland for me.
Yeah,
you're Polish. So it's everybody's dream to like be able to do what they love and get to like do great fun things and like see the world. Are you kidding me? Like, you know what I mean? So. But it's so much work. You know what I mean? Like Meta P, you know.
I've heard his side of the story.
So what did he say? I'm dying to hear this.
Well, he's like, M.Dot's a drill sergeant, bro.
Yeah, so
stop, go.
So basically,
Meta just wants to drink beer and fuck around.
So basically, I like drinking beer too, but like we're there to work. So it's like this dude, we're at the show, because you don't even drink no more. So and good for you, dog.
Yeah,
like
thank you,
real talk.
For real.
Man, we did the show. Listen, I got to get into a story. We did the show.
Yeah, let's go.
And we were in Finland, and like I had already done like 2 weeks of shows in Sweden, and I was like cooked every day. It was tough work. I drove in the morning. I took a train and a bus and did like an interview in the morning with this dude Mats in Sweden. Who, if you ever heard Kendrick Lamar's Butterfly album, the interview with Tupac was originally from Mats. This guy interviewed Pac, Eminem, everybody. Wow. So it was a big deal to do an interview with him.
Yep.
And I went into this interview after a show. Got up, slept an hour, 5 in the morning, took a train, took a bus, went to Stockholm, did the interview, literally got back on the train and the bus, went to the show. This was the same day Meta was arriving. And he's texting me like, where are you guys at? Like, da-da-da. And I'm like, dog, listen, I'm in the middle of running around. Like, he's like, I'm out here. I don't know anybody. I'm like, dog, I'm like, I can't babysit. I'm here working. Like, you know what I mean? He keeps messaging me. And I get it. He gets anxiety. And I love this dude. And that's not a caveat to say something bad. I'm like, dog, I'm working here. I'm getting shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's like, okay. So I see him. I'm like, just, we haven't slept. We need to sleep. He ends up like, getting up, checking his bag, getting up, checking. Like, we're sleeping in the room. He's sleeping in the room that we're sleeping in, and like, I'm like, please, Meta, we gotta sleep. Tomorrow we have a huge day. You know what I mean? So that huge day comes, we kill the show. He's on cloud 9, and the whole time I'm like, just promise me you won't keep us up again like last night. You know what I mean? And last night he wasn't even drinking. He just had anxiety. Dog. He was like on cloud 9 because the show was. It was one of the best shows I've ever done in my life. We had like 3 of us. He performed, Core performed. Speaking of Core, and I performed. Brother, listen. All right, here comes the comedy now. So I I gotta pull up the video, but I want to show the world this video. I want to like somehow.
We will put. If you send us the video, we'll post it up.
You have any idea how good this will be for the video, right? So I do the show. And I want to, you remember Friday? But I want to drink. I want to party. I like pig's feet. I want to, I like it. You know what I mean? Like, I want to go out, but me and Workside went home, went to bed. Core, Victor Keys, the director, that's my brother, and Meta went out. And then when they came back, like, Core, they couldn't even get in because it was like 5 in the morning or something. So I don't know how they ended up getting in. They ended up falling asleep for like 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying, or 20 minutes. I go in the room. I'm like, yo, the boat is leaving. We have a show with Pete Rock today in Switzerland. Do you understand? Like, so like that's not, you have to take a boat. We have to take a car to a boat, to a train, to the show, and just walk in and perform.
Yeah, it's not
and
a block away.
we were Sweden and Switzerland are not close. Sweden is in Scandinavia.
Right.
Switzerland is right near Italy and France, and like it's in the middle. Yep. So I'm like, dog, you got to be on point. We go into the room. And this is like, when you see those cartoons, when you see on Joe Rogan's podcast where you actually see it happening and stuff like that.
Yes.
Brother, I'm telling you, we walk in the room. I can see it as I'm telling the story. I can see it as a cartoon. And I'm like, and I can hear Victor's alarm going off. And it's like, wah, wah, wah. and he's not moving. And I'm like, okay, but I know Victor. I kick him a couple times. I shake his leg. He got up.
Yeah.
Cord bounced off the ground like he was on crack. You know what I mean? He was like, he doesn't do crack, but he's like, bong. Like, and he's like, no, let's go. Cord's like, let's go. You know. Meta is not. He's dead. He's dead, dog. Like, he's breathing. Dog, he's like this. Like, I start pulling on his feet and I'm taping him. I'm like, Meta, you said to me that you weren't going to be any issue. You promised me that I was going to be, because he asked me as a favor to come on tour.
Yeah.
I'm like, they didn't book him. I'm booking him as you come with me as my homie.
Yeah.
But you're here. You got to work. You're causing me more work. Dog, we drag him out of the bed. He's not moving. Like, we're dragging him out of the room, pulling him up.
What was he doing the night before?
He left. He went out and like was just drink. He like I told him we have to catch a boat, brother. He left his entire wardrobe, all of his clothes in the closet. He left everything. He's running. He's running. We make the boat by like 30 seconds. You know, we get on the boat, we do all the traveling.
And Meta left all his shit.
Everything, dog. He had to borrow Core's clothes, who was borrowing clothes from me because Core left his suitcase in the stop before.
Meta, I love you, man, but Jesus Christ.
Yo, when I show you that video, like, I mean, I'm telling you, you're not gonna be able to breathe. So then we get on the boat, and then we go and do the Pete Rock show. I meet Pete Rock. I got a Pete Rock beat. Let's go.
No doubt.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I mean? And Victor looked like Weekend at Bernie's. We got pictures of him like this, and we made him look like Weekend at Bernie's. You know?
So you have done some big fucking collaborations. You know, you network. To me, you're the epitome of an independent hip hop hustler, man.
Yeah, for real.
You've networked a lot overseas to get yourself these shows and be able to tour there numerous times a year. And you've also you have some tracks with some big artists, Method Man. I mean, that's just fucking massive, you know what I mean? You know, and you got to join with Camp Low, which is fucking dope. And, you know, there's probably others that I'm forgetting about now. But why don't you, I mean,
so to break
talk
that down,
about doing those tracks, man.
It's crazy. That's crazy. Like, Method Man and Camp, like, but they don't do features. You can't just buy a feature.
I know.
I don't know. So Camp Low is from my homie Tribeca. Shout out to Tribeca. Tribeca sent me the record, and that's how that came together. Tribeca grew up with them in the Bronx.
Okay.
So Tribeca is on the original song with Farron Wanch. My life is on. You know this?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you know why? Because you have a track with him.
No,
you know that is on So Goons? Okay.
But no, it's not. But I do remember the original version of that song.
How the hell do you remember that? It's crazy.
Because they dropped it after. There was another version.
I'm really blown away. The Styles P one is like, 99% of people know the Styles P one.
But they dropped the Tribeca version eventually, I remember.
So the Tribeca version, it came out first with the vinyl, everything.
Okay.
But it wasn't, they didn't push it to the next.
It wasn't blown up,
And he did it for ESPN for like a sports thing.
That's what I'm thinking,
So then the Farron Wanch one came out after, the Styles P one came out after.
Yeah.
They took him off and and then it was everywhere.
Big single.
MTV. You remember, like, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to my man Tribeca. That's a real ass dude, man. Always show me love. And he put me on that Camp Low track. If any idea, like, Camp Low doesn't do features, both of them.
Yeah.
So then I met them at a show. And this was in New York. And this was crazy, man. Like, they're like incredible performers. They got like a vibe. This is like a
Saturday night, man.
Oh, you already know, man. It was like a jazz Nubian room, dog. I was literally the only white dude in there, dog. And I stuck out like a thorn, but like it was all love. They came over to me after, and I was like, blah blah blah. I was talking to them about the song, and they're like, yo, you did all that fast, like da 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 da. They were like tripping and showing me love, and then we've been friends or cool since. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I seen them at a show in Boston. They hit me up. I went over to the show. And I'll never forget, dog. I don't know what came over to me. This is the problem with drinking, dog. Like, they saw this firsthand, and I'm not this type. William will tell you that's not my MO. I started like some dude did something. He bumped into me or them, and I don't know. I was being Joe Hero. I started strangling this dude. Camp Low was pulling me off of them, off of the guy. So like to this day, Camp Low was like, yo, this dude's crazy, and I'm like, yo, I'll take that. You know what I mean? Like Camp Low thinks I'm cool. I'm cool with that, but that's not my MO. But that's a story that we have a real relationship without money. You know what I mean? But Tribeca set that up, and that's the Method Man is. I mean, I've said this so many times, so it's probably a broken record. But this kid, I did and I don't mean to disparage it here. I just meant like I can't stress enough how cool this is. It wasn't that Method Man's like seeking me out. It wasn't that I had any connection. This kid DC did the track for him and added me on it.
Oh, okay.
That's
right.
it, and that's as real as it gets.
But it was through your networking though.
DC. So this is the story. So DC MySpace days was a humongous fan. He thought I was big or whatever, and he showed me love. And I'm like, yo, I got you. He sent me beats. I rapped on his beats. I got him on 2 Dope Boys. I shot a video in Cali. I brought him in the video. He's like, this is when he was just like a regular dude doing like, I don't know if he was doing SoundClick beats, but like, he was just on his, nobody was doing much with him yet,
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'll never forget this, you know what I mean? So then when he started doing shit in Cali for movies and stuff and scores, Method Man's doing stuff for that dynamic in California. He got the track with Method Man because they did a whole song together. So he's like, can I put my man M Dot on this? There you go, Doug. Like, who's that real? I'm saying that's how that came about. So then we got the approval, and then we put it out. You know what I'm saying?
And you got.
And we got another song with Method Man.
I have heard about that. I haven't heard it, but
Come on, dog.
And you've gotten beats from what? Molly Mall, Large Pro, High Tech, which you did a video for.
Yeah.
Buck Wild, 7L.
There's 9 videos on Ego and the Enemy.
Now,
9 videos.
You like I said before, you network like a motherfucker.
That's it.
You
That's the name of the game, man.
You make moves, and you kind of just, you work your way into these collaborations, and you get respect from people, and they're fans of your music too, obviously, and your talent. But you're not someone out there who's rich, because as you know, there's a lot of people with a lot of money who might go out and spend an astronomical amount to get everybody on their album,
and if you don't have, if that's all you put out and there's no hustle behind it, and you don't have like a promo plan, there's no point. You're wasting your money.
Right.
So like, you're not getting that money back. So it's pointless for me to like do that unless, like, especially now, you could just do it without having a feature if you just make something dope. So you need to allocate your entire audience. Excuse me. You need to allocate your whole audience like with what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, so.
If you could give some advice to up and coming rappers right now, I mean, I don't want to go into a big tangent about the state of hip hop, but like, I think more artists, and I've actually reconnecting with you, I've learned some things about that work ethic. So maybe some things that I was slacking on personally. So what would you tell like aspiring rappers now?
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Or artists in general, not just rappers, whoever, anything in this lane.
I know everybody says this, and I know that it's like, and it's very hard to do, but be yourself. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, dog. You know it. I see it in you. You know what I'm saying? You're sober. You're clearer minded than probably most people. And that's the thing. If that shit is so much more rewarding.
Yeah.
I told you, my homie Mateo Urella wrote me today. Shout out to Mateo. He wrote a book. Wrote a book for Wu-Tang.
Yep.
He did. He writes for like Weekly Dig. He writes for whatever Hip Hop DX. He writes for everywhere. You know what I mean? He wrote me today, and he said, I'm reading the text to you guys are looking at. Brother, I watched your video last night. Loved it. You're one of the only ones I know with real skill and respect, but also has fun without pretending. It's refreshing.
Word.
And that shit stuck with me, man. Like, come on, dog. Like, I can do records like we talked about with Big Suge or Conway, and I can also do songs with 7L or you know what I mean. It doesn't. I can adjust to the song.
Man. Doesn't have an ego, ladies and gentlemen.
I appreciate that, and of course I have confidence, and of course there's
but that's different. That's different. You gotta have confidence.
And of course, there's layers to like not spreading myself too thin, but like I meant like I can do a street record and still be me.
Yeah.
I don't have to talk about doing things I don't do. But I can talk about pain. I can talk about having, a tough situation or having, somebody die from an OD or you know what I'm trying to say? Or like, or beating someone up, you know what I mean? I don't have to talk about shooting people and selling crack every song. No, but that shit is that's what these motherfuckers want to hear.
Yeah.
They want to hear a movie.
That's what sells. That's what they push to the forefront.
But we get it in like that too.
Exactly.
But not every song.
Exactly.
And I also
diversity.
I want to show my kids that this. So when we did this new video with the bowling,
Yeah,
that shit is fun.
Shout out to Rev. He just dropped a single.
Yes, you can show this to.
What's the name of the joint? I've been Rev and God Illa, right?
Yeah, yo, shout out to Lord Willing being on point, remembering that.
Man, you know, my memory's a little sharper these days.
Yo. But for real though, be yourself. That's the advice. And don't half-ass it, man. If you're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna. If I say I'm gonna do something, like if you're like, yo, I need this, it got my full attention.
Yeah.
Because who knows who's gonna see the song or hear the song? Who knows who's gonna see the flyer I make? Who knows who's gonna hear the beat that I make?
Let's take one person,
brother.
Exactly.
The work I put in, I want to be the hottest worker ever.
Well,
I don't
think
care.
You're definitely up there, bro. Because M. Dot does everything, man, and not only that, he's a good person. Outside of music.
I appreciate that, man.
And he's also something I appreciate too is he likes to link people together.
Well, now you have relationships.
Exactly. And that's something that I've always tried to do. And I see, and not everyone does. Some people are selfish.
Yeah.
They don't want to fucking do anything like that. They like, fuck you.
They want to see you fail, kind of.
Exactly.
But it helps me too. It helps me too.
But Dot is the opposite of that. I think you understand karma and you understand, good vibes and fucking positive networking. Like he's linked me with some people already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just the time that we reconnected, I've already got songs with people because shout out to Bugsy. You know what I'm saying? My dude out there in fucking South End.
Rev.
You know
what I mean?
Exactly.
Even paying you. Now have someone he followed you, followed him, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like
listen, Dot's good at that, man. He's a good
that's
good
the way
vibes, bro.
That's the way it should be. It should be. But people see the thing is, man, it's not that these rappers suck. It's that they're so insecure because of the competition.
Yes.
That I embrace the competition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, it's ego and the enemy is me versus me. That's the point of it. And I do have a chip on my shoulder. Yep. So that's when the ego comes out where I'm like, fuck this. They don't want to believe in me. I'm going to go harder. I'm going to work harder.
You got to prove them
what I'm
wrong.
saying? So so be yourself, and if you're going to do it the right way. But that's easy.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna be there, show up. If you say you're gonna show up, show up. I'm gonna be here this interview. I'm gonna be here. Yes. You know what I mean? Like
you're very. I don't even want to say punctual, but you're.
Yeah, today, you know what I mean. But you get it. But like,
no, you're a man of your word, though.
No, but
you're a man of your word.
So like, if I say I'm gonna be here, if I tell you something, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And I also don't play with that shit where it's like once cats stop fucking up, I'm like, okay, I take them less serious.
Yeah.
And I know you are too. You're a man of code and honor, dog.
Yeah. You respect time too. You respect people's time.
Yeah, man. Let's
so you mentioned it quick a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
Let's talk about real quick the Peja collabo. Peja's a big rapper in Poland.
We gotta tell him to put up this video. For real.
I know. I can't wait to see it. I'm in it.
Yeah. For real, this is a big deal.
Just quick talk about that collab real quick.
So Peja and I did this song 10 years ago with my homie Gajos. It has 900,000 views on YouTube. But the way it happened was Gajos hit me up. With all respect to Peja, I wasn't familiar at the time with him because I don't know Polish rap. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you got to do this song. And I'm like, in my head, I was making money doing features and stuff. I thought less. I didn't think like, I thought, okay, let's do this because he's asking me to do this. I thought when I say less, meaning like I didn't put myself at a point where I needed to be compensated because it's just things aren't always money. You can get more things by doing things the right way.
Absolutely.
And some features I've done have turned into world tours or Europe tours. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's like, I did the song. And I had no idea this dude was this level. You know what I'm saying?
The song, he's huge in Poland.
So the song blows up. He's like literally ever top 5 biggest rappers ever. So like if you have like here Jay-Z, Biggie, and all that stuff, he's there in that
Poland,
class.
In Poland.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
so he's like 10 times platinum. It's crazy.
Shout out to Peja, man. Hip hop legend over in Poland.
So we did the song and we were cool. But like we just stayed in touch. But I never asked him for nothing, and we stayed. You know what I mean? And then when I was in Poland, he shouted out. He posted, "Oh, M. Dot's here," blah blah blah. But I always just treaded the line, keeping communication, keeping a good relationship.
That's key.
But doing my thing where he would see it, So then I put up Reaganomics with Lodge Pro and Elzai. Shout out to B-Leafs.
That's massive.
He saw it. It's crazy. He saw it. I don't know if this correlated, but then he boom. He and again, I can't say that connected. I just meant that when I put that, he saw me working.
Yep.
And then he was like, "Yo, I want you on my project. Me and Cool G rap. Come on, dog."
Bro.
So now we shot the video. Peja, put that out, please.
Yes, we did the video at the Polish American Club in Dorchester, the Polish Triangle.
Oh, shout outs to them over there.
Yeah,
that's a
great time.
All
great
my boys,
time.
and that's it.
Polska.
That's when. When I wanted you to come down, not only because you're Polish, but like now you're gonna be in Peja's video. Now y'all can,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? saying? So,
and there was a kid. Shout out to the homie. He had some of his
tattoo?
lyrics
Yeah, dude. Yes. Shout out to my man Dyko.
Yeah,
you know
man.
I mean?
You know what I'm saying? It's real, bro. Hip hop's worldwide, baby. International.
I gotta remember everyone we shouted out. So you want to know another thing I do? And this is this is the gold tip, and everyone doesn't know. So everyone I mentioned in this interview, I'm gonna send them the link and be like, "Yo, I met you." And now,
that's what it's
and that
about.
wasn't my goal for them to. Now it's like they're a part of it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yo, come on, and then they're gonna listen to this
smart
pod and be like, "This
networking, though,
motherfucker
man.
got me." No, but like, people want to feel part of it, and that's sad too. Not by the people I mentioned. That's sad too because that also builds up angst and feelings too when you're not mentioning or not including people. But the thing is, nobody owes you shit.
Right.
Listen to me. Your shadow leaves you in your darkest times. That's the
Real
one.
talk.
So
Word,
listen.
word.
So you don't expect nothing from
write that down.
You know, if you don't expect nothing from anybody, you'll be nothing but happy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because it's all on you.
Yeah.
It's all on me. If I need to do it, I need to do it. But anyway, what I'm gonna say, the biggest thing about that is with telling kids and telling people like, yo, when I don't mention people, those people who build up feelings, the issue with that is communication. If they reach out and say, "Hey, man, I feel this way," then it's resolved, dead.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah.
But without communication, you can't. Communication, respect. My mother taught me that.
Yeah.
So
Word,
so like
word.
it builds, it lingers. Yo. So I didn't shut out this dude. Who gives a fuck? I'll shut him out the next one. And if I don't shut him out there, it doesn't matter then either.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's just like nothing is. You know what I mean? Like communicate with me. Let's do more stuff. Then
communication is key.
if you're fresh in my mind, I'll be. You know what I mean? Like it's like
absolutely.
you know.
So one more thing is you started making beats over this pandemic. Let's just talk about that real quick.
Man, listen,
You've been making the beats.
Man, listen.
How did that come about?
Crazy, brother. The second week.
And I need a beat, by the way.
I promise you on my word, I'm giving you a beat, and that's a lock. And we were gonna do one this week.
I know,
We're gonna do one
I
last
know,
week.
I know.
You had the show to go to, so that but that's on me.
Nah, it's all good.
But I need to send you one.
Yeah, no doubt.
Dog. So listen. These beats, I taught myself how to produce because tours weren't happening. There's nothing I'm more proud of, and they're going.
You've got some pretty big collaborations.
So 38 Special rapped on one. Shout outs to Benefit for setting that up because TNG has featured him. Oh no, that's a different one. So but shout outs to 38 Special rapped on one. RJ Payne rapped on one. Think about that. Smith and Wesson rapped on one.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Benefit. Shout outs to TNG's.
Word.
You know what I mean? But yo, Rev, I'm producing his whole album. I'm gonna produce a beat for Lord Willing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like but it's
bro.
really, really picking up, man. Like, and I'm just doing it for fun on the side, like, you know what I mean? I'm an MC, and
but it's turned into something.
Yeah, it's turning. I mean, like, legitimately, when I say for fun, I just meant like it's very easy going for me to do. You know what I mean? It's like meditation. When I said the writing, when I said writing was not difficult but work, producing is the opposite, where it's very natural because it's just like discovering when I first started writing. It's that same feeling where I'm like, oh, I want to keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's there's a complete freedom to it.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Like, I feel producers that I know for 20 years, I don't want to offend them that I'm already kind of rising quickly in less than a year. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's partly due to your networking.
That's definitely
Yeah. No, and my discipline and dedication to like making the beat like crazy. Like where I think I have a good ear for samples. That's where I kind of that's my strength. You know what I'm saying? Like
I noticed that.
Finding, you know,
you sent me the clips. With the samples.
Yeah. I mean, that's keeping the communication.
Yeah.
So if you're in my last 100 texts, you're gonna get a text from me about the new video. You're gonna get a text about the beat.
Smart.
And now it's like, and even if you're like, you know, it keeps us communicating. And like, that's the thing. Like, cats should always look at that as good. Like, and be like, and then hit me with one of your whatever. You know what I'm saying? Hit me with something you're doing.
Right.
Don't take it as I'm flaunting or showing off.
Yeah.
Again, you never know the mind state of the person that you're talking to, because if they don't communicate it, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
what are your upcoming plans now?
We got it
for the foreseeable future.
So a Switzerland label hit me up. We have a vinyl coming out in 3 months. Now this is pre-Ego 2. This shit is I don't even. This is the first place I've mentioned it. So like, I'm not like say, oh man, I'm giving you exclusive. Yeah, I knew it. Like, you know, I was just kind of dying. But so we got a vinyl coming out. And it's with I don't even know where to begin, man. But I'm wrapping it up in this week, this next week. So it'll come out in 3 months, and it's featuring Conway and RJ Payne.
Oh, that's major.
And I mean, dude, It's got Large Professor, Elzai, Big Suge.
This is an album?
This is like kind of, it's like an LP, you know what I mean? But it's a warm-up before, but we're not putting it on streaming. So it's only
physical copies.
It's only physical copies.
So make sure you go out there and support it, man.
So I mean, this is going to
sell it the fuck out.
This is going to sell out immediately because the pre-sales with those, just, you know what I mean? Like I know it, dog.
I bet.
You know, and this is a warm-up before Ego 2, which has Pete Rock, you know what I mean, and Method Man, and Black Milk, and Ill Mind, and Apollo Brown, and Eric Sermon.
Who are you not working with right now?
So no, but these
are Eric Sermon. Who the fuck are you not working with right now?
These records I've stashed for years. You know what I mean? Like so. Yeah, it's time, dog. We're hitting them over the head. You know, so I'm producing a record for Rev. I'm producing a record for Benefit. You know what I'm saying? I'm producing a song for Lord Willing.
Yes,
you know what
sir.
I mean?
We're dropping something very soon.
For sure. And yo, we got a song out. I know he don't promote his own stuff, but like
Meta, what the fuck? Stop slacking.
Yeah, see, there you go. Meta, Meta be calling me at 9 a.m. like drunk. You know what I mean? And then he'll have 2 weeks completely sober. So he's better than me.
The struggle is real.
No, but I'm saying to you, like, I know right away when it's a certain tone in his voice in the morning. Yo, I gave him a lot of shit. I love that dude as much or more than anybody in my life. But and again, it's not a caveat to say something bad. I just mean that dude, I'm trying to push him because I believe in him.
Yeah, man, talented.
And he would give anything.
Artist right there.
He'd give the shirt off his back, all the whole shirt and everything in his closet. You know what I'm saying? I had to do it, dog.
Yo, Meta, we love you, man. Talented artist, man. And everyone check out his music as well.
And the people in Finland love your clothes. That's the truth, dog.
So they got some souvenirs.
I got a jet though. My girl's gonna kill me. But,
no doubt, bro. Listen, give out your social media. People can follow you.
And promo the song we're playing, last song.
Oh yeah, what are we playing? What do you got? Skits. Yo, shout outs to C-Lance on the beat. C-Lance is dope.
Yep,
shout outs to Census on the mix. So let's get everybody in there. Shout outs to DZ the Unknown, from Canada. Mayhem from EMS. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and Deceptor on the cuts. R.I.P. to his mom who just passed away last month. I love you, brother. I'm trying to think. That's it, man. I'm appreciative.
Just plug your social media.
At m.boston.
M.Boston.
M.DOT Boston. Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, bro.
Y'all are real dudes, and
we're gonna post all the links.
I appreciate it, and we're gonna tag everybody.
Subscribe to him on YouTube. He has a bunch of videos and more coming out.
Shout out to Bugsy too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Bugsy, that's the homie right there, man. We already linked. We got a joint. We got a fucking heater in the stash. Yeah. Thanks to M.
Yeah, but I mean, you did it. You did it. I can only lead you there. You did it. So just like anything, like you have to do what you're supposed to do with it. You know what I'm saying? But like, shout out to my man Lockie. Tattoos right here in the North End. I'm sure they know.
We'll be over there in a little while.
You know?
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man. So thank you for having me. Look out for all those projects. And this was the best time ever.
Yeah, bro,
I get to be in the North End.
We'll have you back again.
For sure.
Shout out to M.
Be yourself.
Yes, he's right. He's right, man.
Be yourself.
Let's go.
Yourself. All right, brother. Thank you. That was great.
I'm gonna go run. I'm gonna go get in trouble.
We are out of here.
That's right, boys and girls. Street Corner Soapbox. We're fucking out of here.
A personality split in two. Schizoid, schizophrenic tendencies. Schizoid.
Insane in the brain.
Schizoid.
Must be crazy.
Schizoid.
Drop you like electricity.
Schizophrenic tendencies. Schizoid.
I'ma bash your face.
Schizoid.
Insane in the brain.
Personality split in two.
Yo, they say I'm crazy. I should be on some meds. How'd I end up here looking down on the sledge? Ain't it normal though? Vivid dreams of sort of heads. Go and call the kids, tell them watch me fall to bits. Gallbladder splits, hit the ground a lot of piss. Guts, blood, snorts and ish. My thoughts incompetent, but I ain't dead yet. I'm taking rappers with me, those spitting, trapping, hippie. Get hoes and clappers with me. You hoes are awfully lippy, I propose you stop it quickly. All your folks get a note with a chopped up pinky. This is fright night, told you I ain't quite right. Fill your body with glow sticks, play light bright. Suicidal rap fool, sucker dude, shoulder trouble tattoo, flesh cut with glass spoon. It's built up aggression, feeling left out. Used to be happy, feelings went south. Now the brain is gone, singing on its favorite song like da 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 da, da 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 da. Boost your mother's car, go rob and steal. Sorry officer, I am off my pills. You didn't listen when I told you I was listed as a misfit. Family doesn't visit. In my head, it trumpets ripping. It could be something different or something that comes from sipping. I think it's another symptom. Brain chunks missing. What they say when I pass. Invite foes for dinner to watch them taste on trash. Have to say nothing, just grin, look at their face and laugh. Promise to make it up, take them out, don't pay the tab. Go and test me, see if I'm playing and fooling. Catch you laying and cool and leave you decaying and fluid. You should panic when you're dealing with a schizophrenic who's a bit satanic, manic. Find you when they fish Atlantic.
Insane in the brain.
Must be crazy.
Drop you like electric chair. Schizophrenic tendencies. I'ma bash your face. Insane in the brain.
Personality split in two.
I'm a crazy man, I don't think you understand. At my mental exam, I had a gun in my hand. Boy didn't pull the trigger, but the bullet jammed. Doc was a lottery winner, extended lifespan. Let's go. The meds in my hand, I'll disappear quick like Alakazam on some magic type ish. Straight to the booth where I mentally recoup. Give listeners the scoop. As for haters, chop them up for the soup. Are you ready? My psychosis real steady, gets deadly. Dodge your demons, of course there's plenty. Where the bets be, better bet on me. Or you could catch a lefty, full fist on the cheek. They try to test me, but I'm some sort of freak. Summoning the beast, just another day for me. Get dummy by my speech, like rockets with the heat. Different world when I speak, schizoid's what I be.
Insane in the brain.
Must be crazy.
Drop you like electric chair.
Schizophrenic tendencies.
I'ma bash your face. Insane in the brain.
Personality split in two.
Listen. Psycho treatment, psychotropics like Skittles. Pad the room, my refuge. They say I'm a loon, but I'll tell you, I'm a special case. Perform my own neurological procedures. Purposely gave myself placebos. Didn't want anesthesia. Mental space occupied with awful thoughts. Seeing doxy rap a god while my palms and my thumbs apply pressure to crush they thorax. Relax, playing with you. Just wanna watch it so slowly seep out your pupils. Cuckoo, type that's man number 2 throughout your room. Then with snitches say that you did it just to watch you suffer the consequences. I'm obnoxious and offensive. Beyond bonkers, reprehensive. In seconds, fist fight with a senior citizen in the octagon. I'm so reckless. Indeed. Here's a riddle showing you how sick I be. Ew. Sicker than Sammy Simpson, snacking on slimy stew. Crazy image with these rhyming lyrics written. Told you I'm a.
You must be crazy. Must be crazy.
Oh my God.
Stench of dead bodies. Must be crazy.
Become a basket case. Don't fuck with me, I only say it once.